Don't use the cheap, inexpensive Amazon cell phone boosters. That's what everybody said. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. I didn't listen. If I'm being honest, I have to say I did not listen. And hopefully you've already seen the video I did showing an unboxing of a cheap, inexpensive Amazon cell phone booster. Now, in that video, I was really excited because we were about to do a lot of camping in an RV trailer in somewhat remote areas where cell phone service was a little bit spotty. Well, I ended up testing out that unit, and I have to report on the first day, it was phenomenal. I was getting amazing cell phone signal strength and speed, and I was in love. But my love was short-lived when the following morning, the unit stopped working. In fact, it stopped working so badly, it started making my cell phone service worse. Now, many of you guys are saying, aha, Anton, that's because you installed it wrong. You had created a feedback loop to where the signal could not get amplified properly. And you might be right, but I went back, rechecked my installation, played around with the antennas, made sure that that was not the case, and it still was kind of working and then not working, and then working and then not working. And I came to the conclusion that a lot of people out there came to, which is Amazon cell phone boosters. They can work, but the quality is so bad that they will stop working at some point sooner than you would expect. And in my case, it stopped working the very next day. That's when I started reaching out to some of the more expensive cell phone booster companies. And SureCall was one of those companies. And I reached out and I said, hey, I've had really poor performance with my Amazon cell phone booster. Everyone says, spend the money, get a high quality booster. But is there really any difference? And they assured me that yes, there absolutely is a difference. They are not just a rebranded cheap Amazon knockoff cell phone booster. This is a legit product that really works and made of high quality. And so of course, they wanted me to experience it firsthand, so they provided me this. Now this is Canada's first 5G cell phone booster. Other companies are not offering a booster like this, but I told them that I was using it in my RV and they said, our booster package is currently only a car and or truck package. We don't have an RV one. So they kind of put together a kit for me that includes an RV antenna and the cabling that I will need. So in this video, we are going to do an unboxing of this. I'm not going to be able to do a functional test because my self-service is actually pretty good here. But great news for you guys, tomorrow I'm going on a trip to a remote campsite, and through part of my journey, I passed through a known 0 cell phone coverage range, and I am going to have this installed in my truck before then so I can see if I can turn a no signal area into actually we have signal. So that's in a different video. I'm not covering that in this video because there's so much to talk about with this booster. But before we talk about it all, we might as well do an unboxing. So let's see what comes inside your base package. Now this here is the base package. It retails for about $699 Canadian. Now, because the 5G cell phone coverage is the same in the United States, this will work in the States and you actually can get it in the States. So it's a US, Canada, it works in both. So if you are interested in this, I will put a link in the description where you can purchase one of these from, and just know that you're getting high quality. It's not cheap though. It is not cheap. So $700 Canadian versus the one that I bought was like $180. So this is 4 times more expensive than the cheap one. Keep in mind, the cheap one only worked for about 3 hours before it stopped working, whereas this one should work a lot longer. Auxito provides upgraded LED lighting solutions for your entire vehicle. That includes headlights, fog lights, tail lights, interior lights, marker lights. They've got LED lights for pretty much anything to do with your automotive lighting needs. All of the lights are CAN bus enabled, which means you will not generate any errors on your system for burnt out lights or light failure. Just how good are the Auxito headlights? We had a chance to test them out ourselves on our Chevy Avalanche. Now before, we had very dim, poor night visibility. I couldn't see anything. I can't see where I'm going at all. But with our Auxito headlight upgrade, I was able to see so much further down the road. It gave me all the confidence that I needed to be comfortable towing my trailer and driving at night. Now, some of you are wondering, what about blinding oncoming cars? Auxito headlights match the factory headlight system. So whatever range you had with your factory headlights, you will have the same with this. It's just brighter. So you shouldn't be blinding oncoming traffic. If you are, then you need to adjust your headlights and it will solve that problem completely. But you have so much more visibility to be able to see down the sides of the roads with a much better color temperature and a much more consistent light output. This will resurrect your older vehicle to make it shine just like a brand new vehicle, to where you can see everything that you need to see. The kit includes everything that you need for a basic install, including gloves, zip ties, and the Auxito LED light system. They are some of the brightest headlights that you can get on the market today. I have personally used them in all of my vehicles that can use these kinds of headlights. I've used a lot of different LED systems, and I have to say, these ones seem to work the best for me. Don't forget to use our discount code for 15% off on your next order. And that code can be used multiple times. Share it with your friends, your family, buy multiple sets over and over and over again with that 15% off every single time. There's a link in the description where you can just click it and then order the headlights that you need. Don't forget, they're more than just headlights. They do taillights, marker lights, all of that. First of all, let's look at the packaging. The packaging is full color, it's bright, it's glossy, it looks really good. I'm really impressed with the packaging. It feels like a professional product, not just some cheap Amazon product, and I'm excited about that. Inside, we have a quick setup guide that'll tell you exactly how to set it up and read the instructions. Most of the time, I will tell you guys, yeah, you don't need to read the instructions, it doesn't matter, blah, 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 whatever. The functionality of this product highly depends on you installing it correctly. If you install it incorrectly, you absolutely will have problems with performance. If you're not sure, read the instruction. If you're still not sure, check out my other videos where I show you how to install this on your vehicle, because you will want to make sure that it is correct, and you will want to be very careful of specific problems that come up if you do not do it correctly. So very, very important. Usually I'll say skip the instructions, but whatever. Next thing, obviously, questions. Well, that was French. So questions. Don't return. Call us first. I have a product manual there. This is really important to pretty much anyone who's selling these things, because most of the time they can walk you through the problem over the phone. If you are having problems, this is, again, one instance where I would strongly recommend that you actually do call them, because most of the problems that you'll experience are due to improper installation. I can't stress that enough. I do have a number of stickers. I don't know what these are for, and if I were to read the instructions, perhaps it would tell me, but this looks like the code that you would use to register the device. More on that in a minute. Now we're going to start with the less interesting stuff. This is a bag. It's got a 3M sticky thing with what I've normally seen as a vent mount module of some sort. Some more 3M. This is high quality. This is the same stuff you get with your GoPro to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere, which is probably important. Looks like I'm going to have to pull this out before I can get to the bottom. So this is the main body of the booster. Now it is made out of aluminum. It is heavy. It feels very heavy. Part of the reason I know it's aluminum is because it's got these heat fins here that will actually dissipate the heat that this thing generates. Obviously, it is a very sensitive electronic component and it needs to stay nice and cool, and this will certainly help keep it cool. We'll do a full exploration of everything on this as soon as we see what else is in this box. Now this is one of two antennas. Which antenna is this? Is this the inside antenna or the outside antenna? I don't know yet, but if I had to guess, I think this is the outside antenna. Keep in mind, this is for a car application. So one antenna is going to be outside, one's going to be inside. This one here is our next antenna, and I suspect, especially due to the Velcro that's on this, this is our inside antenna. It's got a bag with some more Velcro and some mounting screws. I assume the mounting screws are for this. I'm not sure exactly why I've got those plugs in there. And I've got this, and this is the power supply. Now this runs off, I think it's 12 volts. Let me just have a quick look. No, actually it's 5 to 12 volts. So potentially this is putting out 5 volts, I don't know. But this has a very long cord. I'm gonna guess just from looking at it, it's at least 10 feet. Cigarette plug adapter, and there's a little rocker switch on there to turn it on and off, which is fabulous because you're not gonna want it on all the time, but when you do want it on, you just flip that switch and on it turns. So that's great. And that's all that is inside this box. So that's everything. Let's explore this module a little bit better. So it does have an antenna input, and this one clearly says outside. So you want to make sure that your outside antenna, which is this one, I can confirm it's this one, and this one's actually magnetic. You can see that's magnetic. The back of this is metal, and those magnets are strong. You can stick that right onto the roof of your car. It's not going to come off. It is designed to be somewhat aerodynamic, so you can put it in the direction of your airflow, similar to the FM antenna that's on your car. Most of the time, you're gonna put this in the back of your car. But it's very, very important that you notice the outside antenna and the inside antenna. The reason for that is the connector for the antennas are exactly the same. And that's why if you've hooked it up wrong, calling that number will help you because it will verify that you've connected the correct antenna to the correct port and that you've put the correct antenna in the correct location. They do write it on there so that you don't screw it up. On the other side, it says inside antenna. And then we already talked about the power input here. So that's just taking DC 5 to 12 volts. It runs off of that cigarette plug, but it also can run off of a plug-in adapter. But because this is the car kit, this is the solution they're going to provide you because that's what most people have available in their car. On the front, we talked about the cooling fins that they have here, and there is a little display here which has a power light. I want to see this power up, so I'm going to take a chance. I have an old Linksys router plug-in adapter, and it fits in the hole. And as a general rule, if it fits in the hole, it should work. So I'm going to plug this in, and we'll see if it lights up in smoke or if it does something else. So it is blinking on and off. Probably, maybe I need the antennas plugged in. I don't know, or the power supply is not strong enough. It doesn't say how many amps that draws. So we're gonna abort this plan of powering it up. So I don't wanna wreck it before I try it. So we'll have to see what else happens when you turn this on. So that's really everything that comes with it. That's a deep dive. It feels very, very high quality, and compared to the Amazon one that I had before, it is definitely heavier. The antennas, I can't really say much about the antennas. They're antennas. I don't think there's a lot of quality difference from one antenna to the other. We will talk about what we've done to make it into an RV kit, so you can see the difference there. But I do want to talk about the features first. First off is the 5G capabilities. This is the first one to offer 5G boosting, where other units will only do up to 4G or possibly LTE or LTA. So this is the highest spec that you can do with cell phones right now, and for a very, very long time. This is the future-proof upgrade that works with all cellular phones. It boosts voice, text, and the data signals for all users inside of the car, truck, SUV, or in our case, a camper. So it's not like it's you have to direct connect to it. Anyone who's within range of your inside antenna will immediately benefit from the range increase of the cellular booster. It works with all Canadian cell carriers, including TELUS, Bell, Rogers, and many more. And what we're not talking about, but I'm going to talk about, is that if it works on Canadian carriers, also works on US carriers. There's really no difference between those carriers and our carriers. The band that they use within that range is different depending on the carrier, but because we cover all of the Canadian carriers, it will overlap onto US carriers as well. They promise 60% more 5G coverage than the competitors, mostly because the competitors aren't boosting 5G. So obviously that's gonna happen. It maintains your cellular connectivity in the weakest signal areas for fewer dropped calls, improved call clarity, and faster, more reliable 5G data. I told you guys I'm gonna test this in an area where it is no cellular coverage. I do not want to promise something that this thing is not designed to do. It is not designed to take no signal and turn it into having a signal. The reason why I think I'm gonna get coverage is this is my Galaxy S24 Ultra. I love this phone. Samsung doesn't pay me to say that. They should though. So Samsung, if you're watching this, pay me to say that. In this phone is an antenna, and the cellular signals come to this phone. I've got a case on here which blocks part of the signal. I've got a head that blocks part of the signal. The antenna in here is not very big. And when I'm inside my car, it also blocks the signal. By putting this antenna on the roof that is specially tuned and designed to grab scatter signals, focus them, put it down here, and then rebroadcast in the car, it can take an area that your cell phone says has no signal, and it can give it a signal. But there needs to be a signal there. So if there's no coverage in the area, this will not give you cellular service. It is mostly used for where you have 1 bar of service and turning it into 3 or 4 bars of service and much faster data speeds. We will check what kind of coverage we get, and I'm gonna be driving, I'm gonna be on the road, so we're gonna be using my cell phone to talk about that, because that's the only way that it's gonna work for us. But again, that is in a future review video, not in this unboxing video. I just wanted to make sure we were clear about what to expect. This is a signal booster. It is not a signal maker. If there's no signal, you have no signal, so nothing gets boosted. It supports simultaneous multiple users and devices, including hotspots, while extending their battery life. Now, how can they claim to extend the battery life? It's actually quite simple. When your cell phone has a weak signal, it uses more battery life because it spends time hopping around looking for a signal. If there is nothing, it doesn't matter. It's gonna drain your battery looking for it. Because this is gonna boost the signal so strong, your cellular phone's gonna be happy. It's gonna be like, I got a signal, I don't need to hop towers. So this thing will hop the towers for you, doing what your cell phone's trying to do, and your battery will last a whole lot longer. This is designed, assembled, and tested in the USA and includes a lifetime 100% US-based tech support and industry-leading 3-year warranty. That is phenomenal. That's how you know that this is not gonna break tomorrow after I plug it in, like the Amazon one that I had. We can go on to look at the reviews for this thing. Everybody's saying really great things about this. And you contrast that to the Amazon one that I had, where people were mostly saying it was junk, and I took a chance and I got burned. And so I'm really excited to have this and try it. Now, I want to show you guys the biggest difference between the car kit and the RV kit, because there is no RV kit currently. RV kits will come, but if you're looking for it right now, you can get the car kit, and the only thing that we need is what's in this box. And that is, I'll show you. Is this. It's just this. And what this is an omnidirectional antenna. It's just a bigger antenna. Could you imagine this on the back of your car? It wouldn't look very good. But if you put this on the top of a RV or a motorhome, it'll just blend right in. It'll hide right behind your AC unit. Nobody will even see it. It does come with a little bracket so you can mount it onto something, and it has a different cable. So we also got this, which is a SureCall coaxial cable antenna extension thingy. And the connectors, I'm gonna show this to you, it has an N male and an FME female. So the N male, that's the same as this. These are the N male connectors. So that'll plug into here. And then the female connector plugs into this thing. And this cable is long enough, it's 40 feet long. So it's long enough that I can run this around my RV and get it inside to where this thing will install inside my RV, and then use this little antenna thing to boost the cellular signal. So this is how we turn this into an RV cellular kit. It's really just the type of antenna. Can you use this antenna on the RV? Well, of course you can, but the magnets aren't gonna stick to anything because most RVs don't have anything metal. So if you can find something metal, you can find it close enough, then sure, you could use this inside your RV as is, but we want the best setup possible. So I'm gonna set it up in my RV for permanent full-time use, but I'm gonna test it in my car. Now these stickers, I was a little baffled about the stickers. The stickers match the sticker that's on the back of this thing. And I think that that is so that if this is mounted where you can't see it, you can put these stickers on the antenna, you can put it on here so that you always have access to those numbers. Why are those numbers important? Those numbers are important because if you are in the United States of America and you are using a device like this, a cellular booster, you actually have to register it with the cellular providers. There's a way to do that. I'm not gonna walk you through exactly how to do that, but there is a way to do that. and you are actually expected to do that before you use it. And that's because you can actually cause quality of service issues for people nearby if you've installed it incorrectly, which the carrier has to take care of. So they have a way of knowing that you're using it. In Canada, as I understand it, you don't need to register it. I don't want to be a liar, but in my research, it says that we do not need to register the carrier booster. So I'm not going to register it here in Canada, but it's something you got to be aware of, because if you travel to the United States with this, you are supposed to register it. So it's a little bit of a gray area. But I think that that's why they do this, so that you can have the numbers that you need out accessible rather than trying to find it on the back of this thing where you wouldn't be able to see it if it was fully mounted properly. So that's everything that comes in the kit. As I said, if you're interested in getting one of these, I'll put a link in the description where you can get it for yourself. The quality seems top-notch. Does the performance match it? We're gonna find out in a future video. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.